All right, so just so that you all know, I have not seen the card yet, so I don't know anything of what it is. All I read was Son of Zeus announced the Hercules Hero Pack for Marvel Champions. That's all I know about it so far. So this will be my super hot takes of what it is. Please in the comments let me know what you think about each of these cards. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sure there's gonna be combinations and such that I'm not thinking about or not like geared toward right away. But we'll get there, chat. Okay. As Hercules has said countless times, have at thee. Isn't that a card? Or like Thor? Isn't that a Thor card? Or am I just being silly? No, it's a Valkyrie card. I am being silly. I was like, I've heard this before. I've heard this line before. All right. So he's known by many names. Born. Oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble on YouTube, aren't I? Born as Alcaeus, renamed Heracles, then to distance himself from Hera, he renamed again to Hercules. I was gonna say I know him as Heracles because of Hades too. Just weird thing about myself. Now his friends just call him Herc because it sounds cool. This son of Zeus has a tumultuous relationship with Olympus throughout the entirety of his long life. Sometimes he is their glory, other times their disgrace. But no matter what, there are a few problems that he doesn't first try to solve with his immense godlike strength. So I hope he's going to be bashing everything to death. Fantasy Flight Games is proud to announce the Hercules Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. Hercules Panhelios, the demigod of Zeus, smashes into the scene with this expansion pack, which introduces him as a new playable hero alongside his 15 signature cards. Paired with a pre-built leadership deck to aid him in the leading in the charge against his foes, you'll be able to wield Hercules' incredible strength from the moment you open the box. Right off the rip, it seems kind of interesting that they're not going aggression with him. I mean, when you think of like immense amount of strength, right? You think aggression, but if they're taking a leadership route, that's fine too. With his ability to take on Herculean tasks in exchange for mighty rewards, Hercules is a unique and powerful hero worthy of the fame his name brings. This pack will also feature a bonus modular set. Let's go, modular set crew. All versus all. Okay. All right. Got an upgrade card in there. Love this card of him drinking. All right. As a demigod whose strength can match and sometimes even exceed that of Thor, our first Olympian hero pack is our first Olympian hero packs a real wallop. I mean, they should compare it to Hulk, right? I mean, he's the strongest one that there is. He's just absolutely crushing it, but yeah, I get it. All right, so we got his alter ego card. 14 hit points. Let's go. 4 recovery, good amount. Hand size of 6. He is Olympus traded. Hercules begins the game with a labor deck and a gift deck. Okay. New labors of Hercules. It's an action. If there is no labor card in play, reveal the top card of the labor deck. Okay. His stat line is a 1-3-2. Drops down to a 4 hand size. Okay. getting some Hulk vibes there, except it's 5 and 4, I guess. After a labor card is added to the victory display, I guess it's more so Thor, put the top card of the gift deck into play. Ready, Hercules, you may flip to his alter ego form. All right. So after a labor card is added to the victory display, which we'll obviously see what they are in a second, put the top card of the gift deck into play. Ready, Hercules. So free ready up. You can flip him to alter ego, which is nice, especially for solo players, right away, because we're always worried about when to flip down, right? When are we going to flip down, flip back up, all that fun stuff. Okay. In fact, his might is so great that Hercules actually must begin the game with his power relatively restrained because we don't want to make him too powerful right away. In order to unlock his full power, you must complete the labors of Hercules and earn his divine gifts, which take the form of permanent upgrades with various benefits. Get all 3 gift upgrades in play, and Hercules will become truly unstoppable. This will be good with aspect cards after you change form. Yeah. The change form aspect cards are going to be good with this. Being able to flip down just Not even trying? Let's go. So what are these gifts and labors? For starters, each labor takes form of a challenge that only Hercules himself can complete. For example, the Defeat the Hydra labor pits Herc against a boosted minion that only he can attack. All right, so I was a little worried for a second when I was reading this. I was like, are they going to make us thwart a lot of player side schemes, basically? Because I'm looking at this one, and I ain't loving it, if that's what they were doing. But okay, minion, good. Minion, let's do that. All right, so let's see what we got. Defeat the Hydra. Oh, I can't be playing that song. Why is it playing that song? It can't be playing that. Let me back up for a second. All right, there we go. All right, so Defeat the Hydra. So it's part of a labor deck going live in this economy. Let's go. Hey, Mongoose, how you doing? Assault keyword, yeah. Victory 0. Labor deck is going to have 3 cards. Attached minion gets +6. Oh, so we're just attached it to a minion. Okay. Attached minion gets +6 hit points and gains the elite trait. Sad, but understandable. Attached minion cannot take damage except from Hercules' attacks. Okay. When revealed, find a non-elite minion with at least 6 printed hit points. Reveal it, heal all damage from it, and attach this card. All right, so you can't like game the system a little bit, right? You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna deal some damage on this like 5 cost minion and get down to like 1, and then we only have to have 6. Nah, like it's going up to the full amount. Interesting. Okay. Hercules must find a... When this labor enters play, Hercules must find a suitable non-elite minion of at least 6... Oh yeah, you have to find it with at least 6 printed hit points. Okay. And that minion can come from anywhere, including Herc's own set-aside Nemesis set if necessary. Okay. So, you know, like if you're playing early on stuff, there's a lot of minions that don't have that, right? They don't have that. But that makes sense that you'd be able to pull from that. Okay. Dueling a Hydra is a grueling task, but the reward is worth it. Thanks to Hercules' atonement ability, once defeat the Hydra enters the victory display, he gets to ready his identity and gain the top card of the gift deck, right? So again, display, gift deck comes into play, and you get to ready up Hercules after you just hopefully smashed it. Again, leadership, but okay. This could be the Nemean Lion skin, which boosts his durability and grants him steady and allows you to draw first score. What? Okay. So the Lion skin is a permanent. Nice. Hercules gets +2 hit points. So he's up to 16. Nice. And gains assault. Or I'm sorry, gains ready. Or gains steady, which is nice. And after this card enters play, draw 4 cards. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, you have to do 12 damage. But it's still huge. Okay. A worthy reward for a Herculean endeavor. The other 2 labor cards are similarly challenging to overcome, and the other 2 gifts are similarly rewarding. Embody Pathos sees Hercules taking on a side scheme by himself. Oh no. All right, attached to a side scheme gains assault. Okay, good. Right, so good. You get to do it with your attacks. That's good. Threat cannot be removed from attached scheme except by Hercules thwarts. When revealed, find an encounter side scheme that is not in play and reveal it, treating each player icon as on it as 1, and attach this card to it. Place 6 additional threat. All right, so you don't have a minimum on the threat, which is nice. So it's just a 1 threat side scheme, right? It goes up to 7, which is obviously a lot, but that is nice to see. Sees Hercules take on a side scheme by himself, while Protect Humanity is the 3rd card, so they're showing us all the labor deck. Uses 3 labor counters. Victory 0. Find Amadeus Chu and put him into play when revealed. When the villain would attack Hercules, choose one of your allies. The villain attacks that ally instead. After that attack resolves, if Hercules defended, remove 1 labor counter from here. Okay. So you want to defend for your... It's forcing you to defend for your allies. And you have to essentially do it 3 times to get rid of this card. Okay. And I guess it's also just in general. Well, I mean, it's just the villain has to do it in general. So you actually get assault or something like that. Could work out in your favor to churn through that faster. After completing these labors, in addition to the lion skin, Herc will find himself wielding the Sword of Peleus. He's going to be killer and protection, dude. Yeah. I got to see how strong his attack cards are. But like protection, okay. So Hercules gets +1 hit point. So we went from 14, if you have the other one, right? So we went from 14 to 18, now 19. And his basic attacks gain piercing. Let's go. And after Hender's play, you draw 4 more cards, which is crazy. Or the Shield of Perseus. Okay, he gets another hit point and gains dude, he's going to be busted. After this card enters play, draw 1 card. So we are looking at 4, 5, 6, up to 20 life. Went from 14 to 16, I believe. Wait, did it? Oh, yeah. So 4 in total. Okay, yeah. So 14 to 18 total. I'm thinking this stop hitting me. I know, right? All right, so you can get 2 with this one with steady. You can get 1 more with this and piercing. And then 1 more with this with retaliate. So piercing, retaliate, steady on now an 18 life hero. Okay. As you might expect by now, much of the rest of the Hercules signature kit builds off the number of gift cards he's earned. Take the Gift of Battle, for example. All right, so 3 cost event attack. Reduce the cost of this card to play by 1 for each gift card you control. So at some point we could do it for free. Yes, please. Hero action, attack, deal 5 damage to enemies. Absolutely bonkers, right? Absolutely bonkers. The new protection card gives him +3 hit points, so 21. Wait, what new protection card? Oh, in the protection deck. Yeah, you could do that. Also, welcome Mike, welcome Link, Mongoose. I think it's that high. Hawkeye definitely soloing Hercules. So obviously 3 for 5, not great damage, right? 2 for 5 would be much better. But the fact that you can make this 0 for 5, that's pretty strong. Reduces the cost of every gift in his arsenal. Similarly, his Son of Zeus event, 2 cost event, ready Hercules. If you control at least 1 gift, ready an identity specific card. 2 gifts, gain a tough status, and 3, you get to draw a card. So the event gains additional effects for each gift earns, potentially allowing for a huge momentum swing late game. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So for 2 costs, assuming I have all 3 gifts, right, for a second. 2 costs, I'm getting 1 that back, which is crazy. I get a tough status, phenomenal. And ready an identity-specific upgrade you control. Obviously, we'll have to see what the upgrades are in a second, but can be really good, I guess. The Gauntlet of Hercules can grant Herc a whopping All right, it's a 0 cost upgrade. When Hercules... Protection's looking really strong. Protection is looking really strong all of a sudden. When Hercules defends against an attack, exhaust Gauntlet of Hercules. Hercules gains retaliate 1 for that attack for each gift card you control. Okay. So, we're looking at 3 retaliate here. I should just leave these cards up for a second. So we're looking at 3 retaliate here, plus another 1. So 4 retaliate. Okay. That's crazy, especially on a 0 cost upgrade. So yeah, you have to exhaust it, but if you can ready up one of his upgrades and defend multiple times, okay. And it pairs well with Herc's helm. He looks like me. I like it. All right, so here interrupt. When the villain attacks, exhaust Hercules' helm, reduce the amount of damage by this attack deals by 1. Okay. And 1 from Dauntless, another from Electrostatic Armor. Yeah. Not loving that art. It's a little weird. It's not the worst thing I've seen, but it's a little weird. That's okay. So you can lower the amount of damage as well, because we're starting with what, 2 defense, right? Yeah, 2 defense. Obviously, you're playing protection build. You could up that, you know, with your armor and whatnot to get up to 3 or whatever else. Play defense cards, etc. Finally, when you combine all the power of Herc's gifts with his 2 copies of Lion of Olympus, another 0 cost upgrade, temporary, discard the card at the end of the round, not the phase, and you get a 1/1/1 stat line. Okay, I guess they couldn't have him go too crazy. Couldn't go too nuts on this. But yeah, bumps him up to a 2-4-3 stat line. Let's go. Just slap the green engine on him. Slaps hood. You can retaliate so much with this. It's crazy. It's crazy. Julian, welcome to chat. First time I'm hyped for a new hero in easily 12 months. Especially for a hero that I feel like because we all kind of knew Hercules was going to happen from the silhouette. Everyone was just kind of like, oh, okay, like whatever. But they're making him crazy. Okay, so that's all they're giving us with hero stuff. What are we looking at here? So, wait, defeat Hydra is a labor deck. So we saw all 3 labors. We saw all 3 gifts. Oh, I missed Amadeus Chu. How did I do that, chat? Amadeus Chu. Keith, welcome to chat. Getting caught up. Looks like a fun character. Yeah. 2-cost ally, 1/1/2 stat line. Force interrupt when a minion would attack you. It attacks Amadeus Chu instead. So again, this is kind of interesting because it's working off the whole idea of using the labor deck and the gift deck to get that out there, right? That's interesting. But you can just exhaust him to draw a card, which is cool. Again, it really is leaning to like protection, right? Mike, he still seems like the weakest of this wave, though, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. Like this, it seems like to build the engine will take some work, right? Obviously. Oh shoot, my stream is slowing down. Hold on a second. I think it's catching back up. It'll take some work. Let me see something really fast. Nah, the bitrate's still going all right. But it is slowing down a little bit. Sorry, the internet's really wonky right now. All right. This is why D20 has a hard time streaming during the day, because the internet just goes like in and out and whatnot. So it's interesting that as an ally just out there, that you would have like basically a natural like keep drawing card mechanic. I think that's an interesting way of doing things. I like that idea. All right, so we have the obligation. Let's move gifts and labors to one side. Okay, so we have that. We have that. Actually, wait. Let's do this a different way, because I'm trying to bounce around too much. So we have Hercules, that. I think that's everything. Okay. Is stream catching back up? Chat, are you noticing a lot of slowdown still? All right. Yeah, I think it's having a rough time. All right. So we open them all up. So we have labor, second labor, third labor. We have gift, Those are 1, 2, 3. Okay. So for his actual cards, we have to count this differently. All right. So 1 is going to be the Hercules hero card. 2 is this card. 3, and I'm looking down here so that you all know exactly what I'm looking at. 4, okay. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 8, 9. Okay, so this jumps up to 10, which means there's 3 copies of these. So it's 2, 3, 4 is going to be 3 gifts of battle, or the gift of battle, sorry. The gift of battle. It's going to be 3 copies of them, because this goes from 9 up to 10. Yeah, he's definitely built out here. Yeah. Hey, Keith, welcome to chat. Scoop, welcome to chat. I have a funny feeling they put him in leadership to utilize the team up card with the Thor aggression build. Possibly, yeah. All right. God, the internet's really slow. All right, so that's 10, 15, 16. Interesting. Okay. So there are 10 to 13. Wow. So there's 11, 12. So there's 2 sets of cards in between the Son of Zeus and Hercules, but 5 Hercules cards. So I'm going to assume there's at least 2 copies of these. And then something else, right? No, 2 something else's. So it could just be 1 copy of this, 2 copies of something else. Man, that's a big gap in there. It's a 5-card gap with 3 different types of cards. So a 5, Twitch has been choppy for me the last 5 minutes or so. I know it's having a hard time. I may log out and log back in. So what we were doing originally was looking at card counts before the stream got all wonky. Definitely gonna be a builder, but once he's built out properly, he's gonna smack. Yes, he will be super strong once you build out. The trick, I wonder if this is gonna be like an Ironheart thing, where when you first play Ironheart, like the first stage is really bad, the second stage is normal, and the third stage is bonkers. I wonder if that's how it's almost gonna be with Hercules. Like the first stage of him, is not great. At 1 gift isn't bad, but 2 is pretty good, and like 3 is like undefeatable, right? And it's a defense. You can pull an attack without basic defending. Yeah. You can pull an attack without. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. So yeah, just one of the attacks, and it could trigger your defense cards if you decide to go the defense route, right? Which is really, really good. All right, so we start off with the number being 7 on the bottom because of the 6 gift labor cards and the Hercules card. So that puts us at Amadeus Chu, who is the 8th card, first one. Again, we're looking at the small numbers here because it shows like what new card is going to show up. So gift of battle, 9, 2 out of 15. This goes up to 10 and then a 5. So we know that there's 3 copies of the gift of battle, right? There's going to be 3 copies of this card in the deck, which is really nice, obviously, because you're going to be wanting to do a ton of damage with them, especially if you're trying to take out a 12 hit point minion. You're going to want that. So that's good. Then it jumps up from here to here, which is interesting. So there's 11, 12. So there's 2 cards in between here, but there's a total of 5 cards, like 2 different cards in the middle, but 5 total cards. So Son of Zeus could have 2 cards, right? Be 5 and 6. And then you would have 7, 8. No, you need 1 more. So there's either 3 copies of Son of Zeus and 2 normal cards, or there's 2 copies of Son of Zeus and 2 of another and 1 of another, or something like that. Wait till you see the Avengers Pool Party card I called last night. Oh, I have to see it. Metaphor, welcome in chat. And Shpee, welcome in chat. Everyone, welcome in chat. So yeah, there's definitely a lot missing in there. And I wonder if one of them is going to be a thwart card, or if they're just ignoring thwarting with him. If they're just like, meh. Which could be kind of tough as a solo player to do that. You're probably got to rely on allies then. All right, so that was 10 to 15. Then this jumps up from... No, we did that. That's 10. Okay, so 10, 11, 12. There's 1 upgrade in between here that's not the same. So the number 14/11, 15 card is different in there. So there's 1 more upgrade that we don't know about. And then this is the next one. So either there's going to be 2 copies of Lion Olympus and something else, or 3 copies of Lion Olympus. I think it's the untapped Redding upgrade that is missing. Yeah, if we're looking at what they can do. Thanks for the follow on your left. Appreciate it. So if we're looking at what they can do, we have the retaliate one, the reduced damage. Yeah, I feel like we need an attacking kind of one, or something just gives him assault, right, for the schemes. Because the assault keyword, right, is going to allow us to thwart off of schemes or whatever by attacking it, right? So I could see one of his upgrades just giving him assault, generally speaking. On your left, thank you for using your Prime sub, dude. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the badge and no ads. Finally figured out how to gift my Prime sub. I appreciate it. So I feel like that could definitely be an upgrade. The readying up could be an upgrade. I think readying up is a solid candidate. I think Assault would maybe push him over the edge of just being way too powerful, but it almost feels like kind of necessary in what they're doing here. What else? We got the hit points and steady, retaliate, piercing, defending. Yeah, maybe something else with defending. I don't know. I'm really interested to see what that is. So, and if there's 3 copies of this in there, that's nice. And especially since you could, let's say there's 3 copies of Lion Olympus and you can play them all at once. And there is a ready up mechanic. Can you imagine that? 3 attack on his base, get 3 more attack with, let's just say there's 3 of these cards. I mean, you're looking at 6, maybe be ready up for another 6. Plus throwing out free attacks with, where is it? The Gift of Battle. Could be nuts. Could be nuts. Oh, and I guess this is your ready up event, so they could have that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really intrigued at what that could be. All right, let's close all that out. So I have not seen any of this yet, right? All the rest we saw before the stream crash. I have not seen any of the other thing yet. So of course the villains won't sit idly by while Hercules is completing his labors, and that's where the rest of his pre-built leadership deck comes in. Okay, so fellow Avenger Deathcry hits as hard as Herc does himself, at first at least, and she can stick around for a long time if you're willing to let Herc take a bit of chip damage. If you can't afford the extra damage on your identity, you can attach the Avenge Me upgrade onto Deathcry, and so that she gives you some extra cards on the way out. Those extra cards can certainly come in handy thanks to Herc's low hand size, but his deck also comes with a few other ways to help pay for your allies. For example, the Avengers Compound can let you store an expensive ally until you have the resources to pay for them, while the Player's Side Scheme, Call for Backup, can let you skip paying them altogether, which we've seen, right? Both of these tools can help you get a heavy hitter like Thor into play, allowing you to take advantage of his and Herc's ancient rivalry sooner rather than later. All right. So Deathcry, she is 3/1/3 with 2 consequential damage, 4 health. Mastermind, welcome to chat. Yep, brand new hero. So when Deathcry makes a basic attack, deal your hero 1 damage. Deathcry takes -1 consequential damage. Okay. So you have a lot of life, especially if you throw on an endurance, because you know he's at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Throw on endurance, you're up to 21. Taking a little bit of damage. You have cards in Hercules that can naturally flip him back down with his hero ability. So okay. I'm okay with that. That's a strong leadership card. I wonder, there's not many other leadership decks, I feel. Well, maybe Thor, right? Thor has some pretty good leadership decks, and I guess Valkyrie does to a point, that you would also want to throw this into. That you'll mind taking a few damage. Daft, welcome, chat. I have to think about that. That's interesting. All right, so Avenge Me. 0 cost upgrade. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Okay. Attached to an ally, max 1 per ally. When attached ally is defeated, draw 2 cards. That is crazy. That's a crazy 0 upgrade card. Marvel Zombies are, I know, right? This is something I'm going to put in most of my leadership decks. Spider-Ham, X23 will like her. X23 will like it for readying up for sure. Also, welcome, Robert. That looks fun. That looks really strong. Like, all my Avenger leadership decks, like, this is going in every one. Everyone. They have to have Avenger trait. Yeah, but, like, that's, I mean, again, it's harder for a lot of people. No Spider-Ham or X23. Yeah, but if you have an Avenger ally, right, and just throw, like, the Avenger card on it, you're fine. But I guess I'm thinking more so with Avenger. Like, a lot of my leadership builds are based around Avenger traits. Maybe because I'm old school. And of course, like, I know for a lot of people, it's harder to get Avenger stuff now. But this just makes so much sense. Oh, play if... Wait, yeah, play only if your identity has it. Yeah, but you can do it with the... What's that basic upgrade called? Oh, God. No. Well, wait. There we go. Oh, no, it's play only if you're at event. How did we get around that before? There's a way to get around that. And I can't remember exactly how we did it. But you're right. You had to play if your identity is the Avenger trait. Okay. Okay. Still, as far as Avenger builds go, I mean, it just, yeah. This seems like it's just a staple card in Avenger leadership. Like, I don't see a situation where I would not run this. That's a crazy card. Okay. Avengers Compound, 0 cost support. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Exhaust Avengers Compound and choose to tuck one ally from your hand here if there's no ally tuck here, or play the ally tuck here as if it were in your hand. Okay. That's nice. I like that card. There's a lot of times that I will have allies in hand where I'm not 100% sure what to do with that ally yet. So it's nice to just be able to hold it for later. You know, we've seen this with other cards that the Black Panther leadership, right? I think that's a good card, especially for Avenger builds. I think it's really good. Call for Backup gets new artwork. Gets a good old rocket on it. You can't get anymore. 1 cost, player size scheme. 3 costs to thwart it per player. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an ally and put it into play. Super good, expensive, especially for expensive allies. Solid. All right, Thor. That's right. We only have Thor Aggression. Okay. So Thor Leadership comes in. 4 cost ally. Expensive, but call for backup. Okay. 3 Thwart. 3 attack with 2 consequential damage, 4 life. After Thor makes a basic thwart, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion and put that minion in play with you. Okay. Interesting. I mean, if you're pairing it, again, with a minion slaying person, like a Valkyrie, or, well, you can't do Thor, but Valkyrie, or even now looks like Hercules that can just kind of smack people around. That's not so bad. Thor Thwarter. Turns out Thor is the best at thwarting. He's the best. That's crazy. Oh, Robert, you're talking about the allies of X-23 and Spider-Ham? Well, Spider-Ham, you need to have the spider trait, don't you? Or Web Warrior. So you have to control a Web Warrior card to get him in. And what does X-23 have a lock on it? No, X-23 you could do. Yeah, okay. Gotta have that old ham trait. Daff, welcome in chat. 3 for 3 for 4 costs is good. Yeah. Yeah. That's a solid card. Again, this and this just seems like staples now in leadership. And especially, I mean, a lot of us are running call for backup. So. Meant the hero card. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, Thor is someone I will run a lot. Holy cow. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy strong card. An Ancient Rivalry. Oh, it's a team up. Hercules and Thor. 1 cost event. Search your discard pile for an identity specific upgrade and add to your hand. Ready, Hercules, and Thor. Okay. I mean, that's good for Herc. Actually, that's good for Thor too, right? Stinks for people that can't get Thor anymore. Identity specific upgrade. All right, so upgrade. You can get Thor's, one of his God of Thunders, solid. Mjolnir, solid. And the helmet, solid. And there's Hercules. Hercules ally exists, right? Oh my god, I can't spell. Hercules. As an aggression. As a minion. Okay. So yeah, if you're doing Thor. Oh, wait. Yeah, if you're doing Thor aggression, Hercules ally could be the other one, right? I have an open Thor pack. I'm willing to donate to the stream. Okay. Yeah, if there's a demand for it, sure. So So yeah, it's nice that I hope they have another like basic ally version of Herc in this pack. But yeah. Talking about loving the new ally? Yeah. So yeah, it's that's solid. That's solid for both Thor and Hercules. That's fascinating. Trade drill several moon dragons for it. Alright. I mean, those are all good cards. Deathcry, I like, which is solid. Avenge Me, I love. Avengers Compound, I love. Call for backup we've had. Thor is phenomenal, and Ancient Rivalry I think will be cool. You know, especially since it's one cost, that's just so much easier. Alright, so all versus all. As we mentioned earlier, the Hercules Hero Pack comes with a bonus modular set. Let's go. Let's clear these out really fast. Alright. Hey, Honorable, what's the lowdown so far? Very strong build out hero so far. They're putting him in leadership. The leadership cards are very good. He's going to be bonkers in protection. Like, just bonkers. So this set centers around, oh, and he's got a lot of Asgard stuff, so you should be happy, Honorable Viking. So it's a massive free-for-all, all versus all. This sprawling battle is hard to get rid of since every time a character, friend, or foe is defeated, it gains some additional threat. It also doesn't help that all versus all is repeatedly instigated by the god of witches, Hecate. And both she and the British Kyknos, are constantly adding even more threat to it. With the side scheme bringing a flood of extra encounter cards, you'll have to manage your resources carefully and figure out the best plan of attack. If you want to quell the fighting frenzy, refocus your efforts on the villain. As with all other modular sets, it can be added as a challenge. Can you survive it? Okay. So free for all. Starts with 2 threat, 2 per player. Force response. After a character, so anyone, is defeated, place 2 threat here. When defeated, set all versus all aside. Okay. Doesn't go in the deck, but it's not a victory card. You get an extra back card. Terrible. Hecate is 2/0/4. When revealed defeated, find the all versus all side scheme and reveal it. So that's going to pull it back into play. After this card activates, place 2 threat on the all versus all scheme. So even if she's not doing any damage, right, she's just throwing stuff on the side scheme. So that's rough. Kyknos looks like the opposite. 0/3/7. Comes in retaliate and tough, but hopefully you have piercing now. After this card activates, place 2 threat on the all versus all side scheme. Otherwise, place 1 threat on the main side scheme. Alright. Son of Zeus. Coming out February 2026. Which is pretty solid. This mod set is going to be really tough looking. So we've only seen, 3 of the 5 cards. So we don't know what the others are yet. Right? There's no others I'm missing. Yeah. So it looks solid. So yeah. Overall, I mean, Hercules, a little sad that he's not, well, not sad. It's kind of interesting that there's so many, it just feels like an Asgard thing, but it's really not, right? It's really just Thor is the Asgard card and that's it. It's a lot of Avenger stuff, which is definitely strong. Deathcry is definitely strong. Avenge Me, just bonkers strong. Valkyrie Take 2. I mean, they wish they could be as good as Valkyrie. All right, and we'll see. The compound card, like for Avengers decks, I see myself playing this all the time. It just makes so much sense because there's, like I said, there's just so many times I have an Avenger ally that I just don't know what to do with. So just being able to tuck it and hold on to it is really nice. Call for backup, obviously we know. I like the team up card and the Thor. I mean, this Thor ally. We talked about having a pool party card last night. I know, right? It's like you knew. It's like you knew with your insider information. FFG always watching. To like give the people what they want. I think this whole notion of the labor deck and the gift deck is really interesting to me. I like this idea of what they're doing here. And then it's basically to get it in, you have to flip down. And that kind of starts the engine of it. Or you draw a handful of allies. Yeah, exactly. All right, so so a little bit of strategy here with this. So in order to get a labor card out, right, you have to be alter ego. Okay. And we've seen that these labor cards, now we got a reprint of Thor and all his trials deck. I know, right? We've seen with these labor cards that they're tough, right? You're coming with a 12 damage minion, right? That has to be put into play. At least 12 life, sorry. Do you dream of labor? This one is going to put at least seven total threat onto a side scheme, right? If it places 6 there and there's only 1 on the side scheme, it has to go to 7. So, but you have the assault keyword, which helps. Okay. And then defending 3 times isn't the worst thing in the world. But obviously it's a little tough because you have to kind of defend for Amadeus Chu, and it slows down your attacking ability. So the fun strategy is starting this little engine going, right? You can either start the game with putting 1 into play, but you're kind of hampered. Or you flip up and you start building out a bit with your upgrades, right? You get your upgrades in so that you can, well, that wouldn't even work because that has to do with the gift attack. So you need the helmet. The Lion of Olympus would help. Again, this one wouldn't help you because you wouldn't have any gift cards yet. Son of Zeus wouldn't really help because you don't have any gift cards yet. Like it would be a literally nothing card. This would be a really hard card also to work. I mean, 3 for 5 is something, but it's not great. So you're really kind of hampered in what you can do. So you have to be super aggressive, I feel like, with the labor cards in the beginning. Did I read it right? That fully built out, he has a basic attack like 6-7. His retaliate will be like 5. So his retaliate will be 4, theoretically. So what you would have is a retaliate from this upgrade. So you have permanent 1. And then you could, there we go. You could, for 1 defense, if you have 3 gift cards, get 3 additional retaliate. So you could be retaliating for 4, which again, we were saying earlier, like protection wise would just be crazy with him, like absolutely bonkers with him. It's gonna be really strong with him. And then with this, you can also just reduce the attack by 1 to make it easier to defend. I think this Hercules looks hella fun, but it looks like it was designed by a new dev. He reminds me of Sky Shadow from Wave 5 Transformers TCG with the game Out of Stuff, aka KO Zone. Did you skip work to do this? No, I'm working right now. Can't tell. D1, thank you for using your Prime sub. Appreciate it. Did we combine the Drax cards? Yeah, the Drax cards are gonna be strong. Dauntless, electrostatic armor. Cuts both ways, flow like water. Yeah, 1000% skip work. So yeah, so you want this engine going because then once you defeat a labor card on your hero side, you put the top card of your gift deck. So again, you don't know what you're getting. So you can't line it up to like, oh, I want this labor card now, right? You have to shuffle your labor card in the beginning. You reveal, right? Yeah, there's no labor card in play. Reveal the top labor card of the deck. So you can't pick what labor card is in play, right? So you don't know what you're getting. The same with the gifts, right? You don't know what you're getting. So it could work out great, could work out not so great, make things a little bit harder. But in doing so, after you do whatever the first labor card is, you get to ready up Hercules, which is super strong. And then you can flip to alter ego, which is great. So now we can start the labor process again, which is interesting. I don't know how I'm going to approach that. I don't know if the best way to approach that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the best way to approach that is do labor right away. Clean stables. Leg day, according to Herc, you'll always do leg day. But yeah, it's like once you get that engine going, like then you just go. It feels like, which is nice. But again, the flip down automatically is phenomenal. And then theoretically, again, you should get stronger and stronger. Having the 1 card Protect Humanity that gets Cho out there, again, when a minion would attack you, attacks Cho instead, is interesting because it's not like the villain, right? It is a minion. So the minions are all going to be attacking. So you just have to defend minion attack, which is usually less, so it's a little more predictable. Cap, welcome to chat. But this is also your card draw from when you drop down to 4. So Cho is really just going to be a part of your engine to just sit there and exhaust to draw you cards. But you're going to be able to take a lot of damage, so. Cho Steam stock. I didn't notice it was a minion attack? Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I did the first time either. But now rereading it. So yeah, at least with the villain, you don't have to worry about it, which is nice. So that might be a card early on you kind of get out there to just get the draw engine going. Again, gift for battle. Even if you only get 1 gift out there, so it's 2 for 5, that's much better. Should have 3 ready cards. Possibly. So, ready-wise, between here and here, there's 2 other cards we don't know about. There's 5 cards total, but 2 cards we don't know about between these 2. So it could be 2 Son of Zeus cards, which allows them to ready a specific upgrade, but not him. Gain a tough status, draw a card. So I would assume it would be in here somewhere, a ready up event of some sort. Maybe the same idea, right? 3 costs. If you have a gift, it lowers the cost or whatever it would be, right? I could see something like that. Because if that's the case, if he has a ready up ability, and let's say it's 2 Son of Zeus's, 2 of these ready up cards, and 1 other card we don't know about, and like he's a ready up machine that's dealing a ton of damage, especially then you team up the ready up card with Lion of Olympus. We know there's at least 1. And there's 2 more cards after this. I'm going to assume one of them will be Lion of Olympus, but if it's 3 of them, and you can bump up your stats to crazy amounts, like again, it's 6 damage. Again, it's only temporary, so you lose the card. But I think being able to do that would be crazy. Be crazy strong. So I could see a ready up card in the mix there. And then between here and here, there's some upgrade we don't know about, which maybe that's the ready up upgrade or something like that. I'm going to put ready to rumble as well. Ready to rumble is another good one. Yeah. Oops. So after you change form, discard this card to ready your hero. Especially if you're taking constant damage, right? Because we're going to be taking a lot of small damage, most likely, with our hero. Defending a lot, because we want to protect Cho. We want to just take stuff from the villain. And you're going to be flipping down, let's say, anyway, when you complete one of these, you can exhaust to heal up with your 4 recovery, which is pretty good, and then ready to rumble on the way back up. So he is a character from Transformers TCG, getting turbo boosted and start your engines for untapped, aka readies. Whoever made this guy definitely played Transformers TCG. If you're doing the labor and gift thing for his hero ability, Atonement, now at combat training in the new aggro card from Civil War and gives him like +1 attack and 3 hit points. Yeah. I mean, he's just going to... It is interesting because obviously like protection is the first thing that comes to mind. When you see 4 retaliate, I was like protection, right? Because you just build around that so easily. But I think in aggression, he's gonna be great. What's the aggression assault card? D20 loves a good build out here. You know it, brother. What's the upgrade that gives you assault for your schemes? Max retaliate build? Yeah. Yeah, because you can add another protection card that gives you another 1, right? Electrostatic armor. I mean, there's just so much you can do. And then because this is, hold on. Oh, that's when you play a defense card. Okay, so it wouldn't trigger that. Smash the Prom. It's an event, right? Yeah. So in aggression, you could do direct approach. This is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, so there's 2 different ways to go about this. So you could smash it, because right now he has no thwarting cards whatsoever, right? He has nothing that can thwart. And you could say after Son of Zeus is like a thwarting card or something, or 2 thwarting cards, because he has nothing yet and he only has a 1 stat line for thwarting. So If I'm doing aggression though, smash the problem if I have a base 3 attack, like, okay. If I have even higher because of Lion of Olympus, even better. But direct approach would be really nice. Can't do it on the main scheme. Downside. But called Pump It Up. But again, dealing with your side schemes and stuff like this is going to be nice. This is going to be a really nice card to do that with. It's going to be fascinating. And like I said, I think to me, it seems somewhat similar to Ironheart. Right now, Ironheart, we figured out how to get that engine going super fast because stage 1 Ironheart is absolutely terrible, but you can get to stage 2 pretty fast. It feels like this is going to be like kind of that same idea. Alex, welcome to chat. That you're going to have to get him going pretty fast. It's solo play. I was hoping for a Who Puts the Glad in Gladiator card. Is that a Hercules animation reference? Yeah. It's fascinating, chat. It's really fascinating. So again, the leadership cards I think are good. I think I'm running him aggression or protection. I don't even like protection that much, but to run him in protection I think would be super strong and good. Can you get all the benefits for running 1 to 3 gift cards? Like these ones? Is there a disappointed card? Yeah, so if you had... From my understanding... Well, let's see if they specifically say it. Wait, what was it called? Son of Zeus. Son of Zeus gains additional effects for each gift card earned, potentially allowing for a huge momentum swing late in the game. The way I would understand this card is that if you had 3 gifts, you could do all 3. But maybe not. He only does have 3 gifts, yeah. Not sure how good he'll be, but I'm always down for devs taking swings. Yeah, I mean, I like the concept of this for sure. I like the concept a lot of it. I think it's going to be a slow start. You have to build out kind of quickly. And then once you fully do, I don't think there's any stopping him. I think this is like the correct way. We've talked about this in the past too with, you know, how do you balance super powerful heroes to like a Doctor Strange, right? Doctor Strange right away is pretty strong, right? And obviously if you build him out a little bit more, it becomes even crazier. And it feels like they want to have that strength level and like make you kind of work for it. I think this is a good way to do it. But yeah, I don't know. Now that, all right, so as I read this card again, hero action, ready Hercules. If you control, so if I control 2 gift cards, and it does make it sound like 2 gift cards, I can only gain a tough status. Because I think they've worded this differently in the past, where like if you control at least something, you gain all the things or something like that. I'm trying to think of an example of it. But yeah, if you have 3 gifts, I think you just draw a card, you don't get a tough status and ready and identity specific control. I mean, surely that'd be too strong. Why am I thinking that FFG is going to ship actual gifts with a hero pack? That'd be nice. Like, please love us, though. Unless it says or, I'm doing at least all 3. To me, that reads that you get all 3. Yeah, I wish they would have clarified it slightly in the article. What hero do we have that does something like this? I feel like we've seen this before. I love playing Ironheart, but despise playing with her. Please store it and do more build with your Supra. I'm running him against Hela with the new modular. Every time you defeat one of her minions, add threat to the side scheme. There you go. You control 2 gift cards for Applebee's. What do you herc? Unless it says or, I'm doing all 3. To me, that reads you get all 3. I think if you have all 3, you get all 3 items. Who do we have? me think about this for a second. No. No. Is it Jubilee? Yeah, hers is based off the stage you're in. Oh my god, there's none of the cards here. I don't remember off the top of my head. Give her a Selpha. Give Herc a Selpha. Oops, that's all I want. Iron Heart. Because this is based off a stage. Oh my god. I don't even know why I use Marvel CDB anymore for that. So choose X different. So this is where Ironheart is. Choose X different options where X is equal to your version number. So again, this is a way to show like you could do all three because it's based off of your 3 stages. But you're right. In the past, well, in the past they've had choose when you can actually choose. That's much clearer wording. Yeah. Spider doesn't have it. I don't think Shadowcat and Colossus have what I'm thinking of. Yeah, this specifically says which one you're in, which is fine. Cyclops Phoenix? That's again choose. Again, choose. So they've said that a lot in the past with choose, but that's because you have action or the ability to get it right away. Okay, here we go. See, okay, so this is like an example of it, kind of, right? So a charge card, the way they phrase this is deal 4 damage to an enemy. For this attack, if Gambits throw the card ability removed at least 1 counter, you do this. So it makes me feel like it should say if you control. Oh no, it does say that at least. I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. That sounds like that wording. It feels like this like kind of lines up with this. I do like the wording better with this, but it feels like it kind of lines up like this. And I'm pretty sure Gambit's a Caleb thing, right? Yeah. It's missing the word also. The Herc card needs more also usage. Yeah, but again, this one didn't have it. So I'm trying to compare like Caleb's stuff to see if Caleb would have it. Also, welcome Snoop to chat. Because it didn't have also here and just at least. And you knew what it was. All right, is there any others? Oops. Does Rogue have one? So remove 3 threat. If Rogue has this, do this. If it has this, do this. Okay. Those are like 3 different things not related to each other, though. Same exact thing with that. So that's a little bit different, right? Because it's specifically calling out the thing, which that's what it's doing too. I don't think they have anything. I feel like it was a newer hero. Again, this is specific things. Okay. Sorry, chat. It's like, bear with me. I'll try to figure this out. All right, when an enemy attacks you, if you are... Okay, so if you are a certain thing, it does a certain thing. Change form, then if you are something, you do something. X23, I don't think has it. Love the Greek theme with it? Yeah. Oops. Tony doesn't do that in there. This is a choose. Jubilee doesn't. Again, pulling certain ones so you know what it is. All right, Mongoose, take care. Yeah, that's not there. Is Falcon it? I don't know. It's going to take way too long to find. I swear we've had a card like this. All right, whatever. So yeah, it'll be interesting. He does all of it. Yeah, and again, I can see the argument both ways for it. But how I read, like, what are we looking for again? If you have 3 gift cards, you do all 3 things or not? That's basically what we're looking at. Because I could read it both ways. My first initial gut was you get to do all 3. Which kind of makes sense because you're super strong and whatever. But it's also like, not broken, but super good then. I'll probably play that you could do all 3. At least, yeah. So the at least wording is really from like Gambit, which makes a lot of sense to me then. Makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, overall, I think he's going to be slow to start, slow to kind of get things going. But once you do, I also like that the card art is like mostly split. I think that's kind of interesting. Like this is split, right? Hydra and Hydra lifting up a beam and a pillar. Art split on this in modern day and Hercules and type things. I like that artwork. It's so much effort to get the gifts. It would make sense to do all 3. Yeah. Yeah. Another Thor ally. Another fantastic Thor ally. This Thor ally is bonkers. Smash has been nice. Snoop, but the second and third ones also say also. It's true. It does say that. This attack also gains piercing. This attack also gains overkill. Versus... it doesn't say 2 gift cards. This... you also gain a tough status. And 3 gifts, you also draw a card. It's interesting. That's what I'm saying. I could read it easily both ways. So do we know all of his cards? Not even close, brother. Not even close. Would his team work with Thor, Jane Foster? Yes. Yes. She is Thor. So yeah, it will work with Jane Foster as well. So, Viking, we don't know a lot of his cards. We don't know... guaranteed, we don't know... there's 3 Gift of Battle, for sure. We know that. In between here and here, there's 5 cards, and there's 2 different cards. No, 11, 12, 13. There's 3 different cards in here. Sorry, I think I was saying that wrong. 11, 12. Oh, no, it's 2. I can't count. There's 2 different cards in between here. So we're missing 2 cards, like different cards. We're missing 1 here, so that's 3 cards we don't know about. And then there's 2 cards after this, and we don't know if they're also these cards or something else. So there's at least 3 cards missing, possibly more. We're not 100% sure. Also, Wing, welcome to chat. I think the also is because it's the subject of an attack. I think that makes more sense for an attack than has the traits in common. Maybe. I don't know. Man, the live stream? Gotta ask. Especially if Caleb's there for it. I mean, I don't think it would be. But if he is, it'll be interesting to see. And plus, when this goes up on YouTube, YouTube could see us struggle with it. And in the comments, people could just write what they think, how they read this card, Son of Zeus. But yeah, so we're missing at least 3 of his cards, possibly more. He has no thwarting cards. And he's definitely missing an upgrade. Needs more damage and protection events. Maybe. I don't know. This damage event's really good. I could see a damage event for being like a Thor, like spread out minion damage, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if he's just going to be like super hard hitting and that's it. Like singular focus type thing. Because this card's just so bonkers. I love this. I love this idea of the 3 for 5. Does leadership make sense from Precon? Honestly, I think protection and aggression are better routes for him. Olympian box coming out next. They already wasted all their good Olympian heroes. That's not true. For when I first started reading through this, I was like, protection makes so much sense. And then aggression with what we looked at with like Smash the Problem and the other one, which I already forgot, I think makes a lot of sense too. I wish it was faster ways to finish his gifts. That's going to be also welcome JFD. That's one of the things we were talking about before is like, when do you pull the first gift? Do you do it right away and just like struggle through it? Or do you try to like build out with allies first? We don't know what his other upgrades are, because you could get one of his upgrades like the Gauntlets of Hercules in the beginning, and it means absolutely nothing because you don't control any gifts. So it's just a useless, it's a useless card at the beginning. But if you got Hercules Helm or Herc's Helm, that is useful, right? Especially if you end up drawing, because it's all going to be random, to protect humanity or something like that. I think once you get the first gift out and you figure it out, it's going to go much faster. Like, I think the engine will be interesting once you start, like, going. I'm surprised it doesn't have anything that deals with strength resources. Yeah. There's a lot of prediction about that. You get to choose a gift that you want to work for? No, it's random. That's the other thing. So you don't know what gift. The gift deck is shuffled and the labor deck is shuffled. All right, take care, Honorable. So when you play a labor card, you don't know what it is. So it's one of 3 bad things. And when you get a gift card, you also don't know what it is. So it's random. That kind of adds to, like, if you could pick what it is, I think he gets like really strong. Problem is, if he goes with allies, it'll take a while before he could do with a 4 hand size. Yeah. Yeah. And it is interesting to bring up the whole like strength resource, because I know a lot of people were kind of speculating this online of just like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be strength resource based. And they are not doing anything with that. I wonder if they would give him more like a double resource card or something, or a triple, or I mean, probably not a triple. That wouldn't make sense. Maybe a double. I don't know if they would though. Somebody was like, what if we made campaign rewards disguise mechanics? I know, right? And I dig it. I'm for it. John, gonna be hard, especially since no one else is able to assist with labor. Yeah, it's only gonna be you. And again, it's not even your allies can help, right? So even if you had a ton of allies, like really your allies would just be there to like help block and manage the board state. So I was saying that before. It's not able to help in any other way except to manage the board state while you are just basically focusing on the labor deck. So once you start the labor deck, that has to be kind of your sole focus. Assuming you're playing solo, right? Your allies can help handle the board. Or if you're playing multiplayer, then you're telling everyone else, hey, I have to go do this side thing for a while. You all need to take care of the game. You have a triple resource card like Hulk? Let's go. Beat Cop put in the work for them labors. You can't use Beat Cop. Because again, thwart cannot be removed from attached scheme except by Hercules' thwarts. So the only way you could do it is Hercules himself. But if you're saying that Beat Cop goes into play to handle everything else, then yes. Sorry, I might have read that wrong. Hey, Herc, can you do something? I need to finish his labor first. Herc's labors are very iconic, heart-coded. You guys fight the boss. I'm going to build my suit and jam map. I love it. I love it. I mean, so, okay. So first impression, super hot takes of it. super hot takes, would be I think built out is going to be incredibly strong. I think starting off and deciding when to start the whole labor process is going to be really tough. I think a multiplayer game is going to be easier, obviously, for other players to control the board state versus you just focusing on your own thing. I don't know if I want to get allies out there first or not. Maybe that's what I do, is more allies on top of things to focus on it. But I think in the beginning, it's going to be very slow going. And then once you get that kind of engine going, I think it's going to be incredibly strong. This is how I like the idea. I really like this idea of how to do powerful heroes, right? Like, he's a literal demigod. He should be powerful, but you don't want the game to be not fun in the beginning. So I like this idea of, okay, they have to start off a little bit weaker and then they become something much, much stronger. I really like that idea. I really like this direction. I think this is the right way to handle it. Even if it might be tough, it's like working that puzzle, and I like figuring out that puzzle. I think that figuring out that puzzle piece is what makes this game so fun and interesting, generally speaking. It's really good. +6 hit points and thwart seem a lot for him. Where are you getting the +6 hit points? Stronger than Hulk? I mean, probably. Hot take, his last remaining cards are ready temporary upgrades or cards to make his temporary stay. Is Hercules is thematic to go on quest? That's true. I think there's 3 of these. That's my hot take guess. Is I think Lion of Olympus is gonna be 3 of these. And this is gonna be a big way to play him to defeat all this stuff. Oh, the effect of his labor. Yeah, it's a lot. Did they say Nemesis is? No, they did not. I get what you're saying now, JFD. Yes, that's why I think there's gonna be 3 of these to really help you through this. But again, with the thwarting one, the attached size scheme gains assault, so you can use your attacks on it. So since you have a base of 3, let's say you do the upgrade with aggression to get +1 with combat training, so you're at 4. Right now, it's looking a lot more feasible. D1, or maybe his last 3s are uppercuts. His nemesis is just an angry stepmom. His nemesis has at least 6 hit points. That's all we know, because they made a comment about it in the article. Where is it? Here, this one. So, for example, the defeat Hydra one, which is this one that does, you have to find a minion with 6 hit points and give it +6 hit points. So Labor pits Herc against a boosted minion that he can only attack. When the Labor enters play, Hercules must find a suitable non-elite minion with at least 6 printed hit points. And that minion can come from anywhere, including Herc's own set-aside Nemesis set. So we don't know if it's main Nemesis or like something else in it. But we know some enemy in there is going to have 6 hit points, because if you had if you were playing against minions and there's no minion with 6 hit points, it literally becomes a dead card and your engine's just done. If his nemesis isn't Hades from the Disney movie, I quit. All right, Link, take care, man. That'd be hilarious. So yeah, you would always have one, and it depends on how bad his nemesis or whatever the nemesis minion is. I mean, I assume his nemesis is going to be the Hydra, right? Like, I don't know. Kind of makes sense to me. John, welcome to chat. Leadership seems like a good pairing. It has the most high impact, low cost cards ranging from allies like Stinger, Ant-Man to You Got This and Clarity of Purpose. It's Ares? Oh, it could be Ares too. Ares makes a lot of sense. Yeah, leadership isn't bad. Again, I feel like I'm gonna run in protection and aggression a lot. But I will say again, these leadership cards, Deathcry I like. Avenge Me, I'm putting in every single Avenger leadership build ever. It's Kratos. I'm putting this in every single build. Like, this just makes 100% sense. Avengers Compound is gonna be a forever card, I think, for me. With being able to tuck an ally in. With any Avenger build that has some allies, this just seems like a no-brainer. Call for backup, obviously, we've seen. And Thor leadership, I think, is crazy strong. Absolutely crazy strong. I love it. An Ancient Rivalry is interesting. Again, especially since you could put Thor, Jane Foster in. Avengers Compound, being non-unique is nice too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess because if you ran it with several different heroes, but you could only put one in per deck. It's max one per deck. So I guess yeah. So if you put one in for yours, one in for another one for another one, it's nice. Yeah. But yeah, I like it. I like it. I like what it's all about. I think it looks cool. I think it looks interesting. Looks fun. Fun is what I care about the most, more than anything else, and it looks fun.